How to calculate compound interest rate? Here is a twist to our question, right? So we are still dealing with the same $1,000 invested, but in this particular question, we have not declared that amount. Well, the question here is, Anil opens an account that pays compound interest annually. The table shows the annual balance for this investment. What interest rate did the bank give Anil? So again, the same table, years 1 to 5, and exactly same final balance, which is 1060, 1123.60, 1191.02, 1262.48, 1338.22. What we need to find here is the interest rate. So how will you find interest rate? Well, earlier we saw that if we know the initial investment, then the simple interest and the compound interest rates could be found from the first year's earnings, since the interest in the first year gives you the interest rate for both, right? Now what we have done here is we are kind of hiding that value. So we don't know that. So if you don't know the initial amount, then how to find compound interest? That is the part of this question which we need to understand. Okay. So now how will you do it? Now as you know, compound interest involves growth which is geometric in nature. That means all these amounts which we have here, if you find a ratio, we should find a common factor. So let's calculate that ratio. By what factor is the amount growing? That will give us an idea of the compound interest rate. So that is the strategy. So let's find the factor. That is, we'll divide 1123.60 by 1060, right? So if we divide 1123.60 by 1060, what do you get? Similarly, let's divide 1191.02, the next two, by 1123.60. What do you get? And then we'll divide 1338.22 by 1262.48. What are we going to get? Well, if we use our calculator and do this, we get approximately the same value for all, and that is 1.06. Right? We did it in the last video also, correct? So that's why I'm not using and showing you the values from the calculator this time. So what we notice here, that when there is a compound interest, then the money grows geometrically and there's a growth factor. So 1.06 is the growth factor, right? So let me write down here growth factor. Now we need to find interest rate. That is basically growth rate. Now that could be found from 1.06. 1 plus 0.06. So in decimals, growth rate is 0.06, and in percent, it is 6%. Do you see that? 0.06 times 100. So that is how you can find the interest rate when compound interest is being applied to the account, right? I hope now how to calculate compound interest is absolutely clear, whether we are given the initial amount or not, right? We could always find compound interest even if we are given just some of these values. We don't even need all the values to find compound interest rate. That is something which we learned from here, okay? And now let's explore more. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you.